Alright. Welcome everyone, this is round 3 of the HOR F1 season. We're here in China and we're about to get underway with qualifying in about 5 minutes. I'm joined by Banksy.
Hello, thank you very much for inviting me, Kieran. Yes, HOR1, China round 3. It's going to be an interesting qualifying and race, I believe.
Yeah man, I'm looking forward to what's going to happen with like strategies and general. I've heard the midfield battle's been so good so far, so hopefully that should be pretty enjoyable.
Yes, yes, I agree with you. I've watched the first 2 races, 2 different winners in 2 races. Can we make it 3 out of 3? It's really interesting, this league.
Yeah, I hope we see a new winner. It just adds a bit more like diversity to what's happening. Might be more interesting in terms of like a spectator's point of view.
Yes, I agree with you on there. Like you said, the strategies, everything. It's not the key. Is this track takes quite a lot of tyre wear out, doesn't it? So we've got to be careful with these tyres too.
Yes, make sure you got to be very important to it to where you go with your tyre choice. And from the HOR2 league we saw a couple of days ago, most people going for the one stop. Do you think that will be the case here?
Yes, I do believe so. Yes, there may be a few go for 2. I don't know, I could be wrong, but one stop is probably on my eyes for these certain drivers.
Yeah.
Or maybe for every single driver, maybe 1 stop, maybe 2.
You usually do get a few people who try to go more aggressive, and usually doesn't pay off. But I reckon we'll see how that goes today.
Yes. Yes, we would like to see this. So viewers, we have only 2 minutes till the Q1 starts. Well, the first qualifying will be 18 minutes long. If you only just started joining, you've not missed much so far because it's not started. So
we've got 12 drivers here, so it don't really matter what happens in Q1. We'll most likely see 1 lap retirements. It's just interesting what they go out on in Q2 in terms of tyres, whether they're going to gamble with a harder tyre and possibly not make it through or just play it safe.
Yeah, I think there will be a few gambling, maybe a few not, but in my eyes, I wouldn't start on this off. The tyres just wear out really fast. Yeah.
Good surface here at China, and quite hot as well, so it does take the life out of tyres fairly quickly.
Yes, it does, yes.
Chris has readied up and we should be getting underway in today's race.
Yes.
Yep.
Hopefully we get a good race on our hands for ourselves, the drivers and the viewers.
Yeah. Here we are, everyone's starting to ready up.
Yes indeed, ready up, here we go.
Can't wait to see this qualifying session go underway and see what happens.
Yes, I agree with you on that. It's going to be a very interesting one. I think it's going to be close for the top drivers and the midfield. It's going to be nice and tight.
Yeah, I hope so. It'll be good to see.
Excuse me, my apologies.
Right. Qualifying 1 is about to get underway here at the Shanghai circuit. Possibly, just possibly, we might actually get to see a wet qualifying or a wet race today. We never know. Shake up the order a bit.
Yes, we could be seeing a wet qualifying or a wet race.
I think that would be pretty cool to see.
Yes, we always like to see a bit of weather changing.
We'll see when we get out there.
It's technically anyone's race here when it's raining, really, isn't it?
Oh, it doesn't look too good. It's a bit foggy.
Ooh,
could be wet qualifying.
Could be indeed.
See if anyone. We'll see if it's raining, because most people will come out the pits pretty quick if it's about to. No one is out just yet, so.
No, this is probably looking at the forecast.
Oh, someone's coming out.
Engine draw. Yes, we'll find out who this will be.
Alright, now coming out is the yellow, black and green car of Ps4.
It is of Jelly Hayes 420.
Oh, so he's going out pretty early and not going to take the gamble.
No, is that the... I can't see the... That's the HOR compound he's on, correct? Yep. Yes.
Yes, it is the HOR compound he's on.
Interesting.
And someone else is coming out of the pits now. I think it might be either Ross. It's Pinhead coming out on the medium compound.
Medium compound's Pinhead in the all black.
I haven't seen the cars yet this season. Oh, that does look nice. Black and white.
Yes, we've got two drivers out on two different tyres, actually.
So it seems like if it is raining, these two are the only people that are coming out.
Yes, at the moment so far, yes.
Yeah.
We've got a third driver coming out.
I believe that's not. Is it Chris? That is Bosco.
In the black.
He's out on the hards.
Roscoe is out on the hards in the pink and black.
Nice helmet that is by Ross.
Yes, nice and simple.
Jelly warming up the tyres coming down the back straight.
There's going to be some good overtakings with that DRS and that main straight.
Yeah. It's going to be an exciting one today.
Yeah,
Jelly not wasting any of his softs on the first lap.
No, I think there's going to be some good overtakes in this race today.
Yeah, I think there will be, especially with the two DRS zones and the Snaily turns 1 and 2. Should make up for some good battling. Here we see Jelly coming around for Snaily, turn 1, turn 2. Sticking right close to that apex there. Coming right through now.
It's very nice indeed.
Seems very neat throughout the first sector so far. And that's a 24.8.
24.8 on the hard compound. That's a very nice first sector, keeping it nice and clean.
Yeah. Small lift going through the left-hander, but you can't exactly go there flat out, especially with the hard compounds. Pedrock has retired. Was that a crash or just a general retirement? Do you know?
No, I've not seen.
Jelly 53.5 on the second sector. Coming through sector 3 now, keeping it quite tight, pushing out wide now, get full throttle, open it up for the main straight. We'll catch up onto Jelly in a second, but for now we are going to turn to Pinhead. Coming down to here, he's in the second sector.
Pinhead's
53.7.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt you. I was just want to say his first sector was a 24.7.
Yeah.
For Pinhead.
Coming on to the right straight now, we're going to hop to Ross. He's just finished the first sector of 25.8. Coming through this left-hander now, and Jelly has got 134.4. Braking for Roscoe, he seems pretty slower compared to Jelly on that part of the track. But now we hop on to Pinhead coming around final corner. He's aborted his lap
on the pits.
Daz is on the soft compound, so he's opting to not save tyres and just go straight out and play it safe.
Yes. Why wouldn't you?
Yeah. Nothing to lose, really.
We've got DS Joe just coming out for his outlap on the soft compound.
Yeah.
Pezza
Pezza's just started lap.
Flying lap now on the soft compound.
Looking at Roscoe now, coming up to the penultimate corner, hairpin. Very neat through there, fast on the throttle, making a break to the last corner now. Fast left-hander, got to get this one perfect. And he does, puts it right on the curb. DRS is not open. Did he have a DRS failure?
Don't know. Oh, no, yeah, it just opened then. Just opened. I just believe he didn't decide to open the DRS.
Oh no.
I think it's
HOR
off it. I did see it open.
134.6.
I did see it open just at the last second. I think he just didn't decide, just didn't choose to open it.
Pretty confusing decision there, but you know, Pezza's on a second lap now. Left-hander sticking close to the apex, right, drifting wide. Schlee has... Did he... I don't know what's happened there. Did he just retire?
Schlee, I've not seen Schlee at all since he's been out. I've only seen him when he came out of the pits for his outlap, but after that I've not seen him.
Green figure coming to the end of his lap now. Don't know, he went very wide at the hairpin. Coming through the last corner now, seems pretty lethargic through there, but...
It was a 149.6. I believe he did let someone go past. Pezza with a 134.3, the fastest of Q1 so far.
Completely missed that one. Here we are, Joe going for a fast lap here on the softs. In the blue and white car, looking very nice there. Number 21, yes. Coming into the right-hander. Needs to get this braking right here.
That's very nicely.
Going through into this half-hander.
The first sector was a 24.2.
Cool. Yellow flag all over track. Now only sector 1 and 2. What's happened there?
That's green fingers. It's just on the gravel. I believe that's just at the first sector.
Ross is retired. Not really confusing though. 1 lap. Got him safely through. Joe 52.3, I think that was.
Yeah, Joe was a 52.3. Jelly Hayes with a
134.0.
That's on the
cool green fingers there. Almost looking annihilate on the fast left-hander. Here Joe coming penultimate corner. Touches that apex very nicely, drifts wide. Coming through to the final corner now.
Annihilated.
Goes through there.
Complete. It was a 52.2.
133.6. Joe not holding back in his first lap.
No, he wants to make a mark to himself. He wants to say he's telling the others, I'm trying to get in this pole.
Yeah, just warning everyone.
Yes, it's like that. That's Pezza just got into the pits. That everyone is out on the flying lap or on the out lap except from Pezza, who's just already done a lap. But I've not seen Granty Boy come out yet.
132.6.
Annihilated with 132.60, you said, yes.
Chris is now coming out to the final corner. Not sure if anyone's ahead of him though. Gets it really good through there. Perfectly applied the fault, but he's derated. So 132.2. Good lap there from Chris.
Yes, a very good lap.
Pinhead very slow around the last corner. He's derated way before then. No battery left to go to line. And it's only a 134.4. And Granny is still in the pit while Chris, Nyla, Joe and Hazy are all still out on track.
Yes, I've not seen Granty Boy come out yet. Just talking of that, he's just coming out of the pits right now.
Ooh, Joe's now went round the hairpin, but he's got no EOS. He might be coming in now. Yeah, saving them softs, set of softs. You go, all very deep there. Annihilator coming down the final straight now. DRS open. Oh.
Flat out at over 200 miles an hour. It's astonishing how fast these cars can go on the game and the real life, can't it?
Yeah. Coming around the final corner now. No, Annihilator's in the pits.
As is retired. Everyone's retiring because of the lap.
Daz is in the pits. Jelly's out, and he seems to be doing a lot of laps. Maybe he's just judging his race pace, maybe?
Yes, he's...
Oh, Pinhead on the final straight, Jesus. Almost made Jelly almost plough straight through the back of him.
Yes, see where Granty Boy is. He's just past the sector 2. Just before the long straight, that long right-hander.
Seems to be a very good qualifying one so far. We've had 2 drivers out before they even set a lap time, so makes Q2 very safe for everyone, free to do whatever strategy they want.
Yes.
Anyway, Granty Boy, last one out on track, about to start his first flying lap of the session. We're going to ride on board of him the whole lap here. Revving out that engine in 7th gear, going into turn 1, properly braking, got to be very smooth through here. Any sort of running wide, like he sort of has done here, but he's run back, can cost you, but he's done quite neatly through there, to be fair. Sitting on them soft compounds. 24 150. Sorry about that.
Yeah, that's alright.
Come on, let's see if he goes flat through here. No other driver has done so far, and he doesn't either. Small lift. I reckon he'd have been able to down it there. Might have a high downforce setup than the rest of them. Go over here, left-handed, kissing that apex on the inside, outside, and almost cutting the corner down the inside, almost rendering this lap completely useless. 52.2.
Looks a very nice. Looks a very nice lap.
I hear all Jelly on the right, making sure to keep out of his way, unlike another driver that did it to him a few laps ago.
Yes.
Come around the final corner now. Oh, was that a track extend? We don't know. It seems like he's still going though. Around the final corner.
Gets that exit around the final corner, and the time is a 1:32.3.
So he's right up there with the likes of Chris and Annihilator and Joe.
Yeah, it's a very good lap from Granty Boy.
Yeah. As you can see, slowing down now, saving his tyres, making sure it doesn't completely destroy them. It's looking to be a nice one.
Yes, it looks a very nice one indeed, especially for Q1. We've got all 3 different compounds out.
Yeah, so always good to see.
2 hard, 1 medium, the rest of softs. That's Granty Boy slowing down for...
Jelly's on another lap. Still on them hard tyres. He's done... This will be his 7th lap on that tyre.
Yes, 6th or 7th lap, I agree, yeah. I think he is doing a race strategy, don't you think? 6 laps.
You never know really, but he is in hot lap, so I don't know where he'd get all this battery power from to do race strategy, but he's getting another lap anyway.
Yes, indeed.
All goes very wide there, and he aborts it if it wasn't if it was a fast lap. Chris retires.
Yeah, so everyone's retired there except from Granty Boy, Jelly, and HOR Daz.
Looks like Granty Boy's either coming to the pits or starting up a new faster lap. Let's see what he's doing. Pits.
Granty Boy has gone into the pits, and so has Jelly.
HOR Daz is also in the pits. You see the pit crew coming out.
HOR Daz is already in the pits. We're just waiting for these three to retire, or they're maybe going out, we don't know. With 3 minutes and 18 seconds left of them before Q1 ends.
So about that, just had to go for a second. Jelly is retired. I think Granny Boy might follow suit. Dad's still sitting in his garage. Don't know whether he will go out for another one right at the end, but we'll soon find out.
Yes. What has got me in the mood is Lee. I've seen him go out the pits for his outlap, but I don't know what happened to him.
I don't know. I might try to check with him in a second, but I think he might have crashed. No, I wouldn't check with him. Okay, Granny's retired.
Just HOR Daz. With 2 minutes and 20 seconds left. I'm sorry about that, viewers.
And Daz has retired.
So that's the end of Q1. Chris with a 132.2, I believe. The fastest of Q1. A very good lap time. But I believe there could be faster laps, don't you, Kieran?
Yeah, I think they might be sandbagging a bit, tried to hide the true pace on this circuit. But what is interesting, the pace of Jelly, he's out-qualified Pezza and Daz on two harder stages of tyre, so interesting to see how he does in the race.
Yes.
Roscoe is streaming from his point of view, but he's labelled it as Bahrain, so fun fact. Okay, qualifying 2 still looks a bit groggy really with the clouds. If you have a look, doesn't look the best of conditions. Maybe
no,
wet race.
Maybe could be wet qualifying.
Ross is coming out of the pits now.
That is, you said that was Roscoe. Yes, Roscoe is coming out. He is on the hard compound.
Checking his pause menu at the moment. He is in AI mode at the moment. Doesn't really matter considering he is in his outlap. Pinhead is coming out the pits as well.
Pinhead is also on the hard compound tyre. So
yeah,
that could be 2 people on the start of the hard unless they go back in for the pits and change.
Yeah.
We don't see anyone else coming out the pits, just these 2 at the moment. They've got a nice gap between each other, so they won't catch up.
Roscoe.
That's another driver. Another driver coming out. I believe that is DS Joe.
Jelly's just popped out.
Medium.
On the hards.
Say that again.
Jelly's out on the hards. I think he might. Yeah, he's on the same set of used hards.
Same set of used hards, right? He said he's done 6. He's already done 6 laps of them.
Yeah. Now having a look, Ross is coming down that final straight, coming to the hairpin, start his final lap on fresh hard tyres. Looks like he's going to be doing a one-stop in the race.
Yes.
Surprisingly, well, should I say less surprisingly, no one's came out of the pits on soft tyres. So, doesn't seem like anyone's doing a 2-stop at the moment. But we'll see how that goes.
Correct. So we've got the drivers are out. DS Joe, Roscoe, who's already on his flying lap, Pinhead, Annihilator, Jelly, and the rest are in the pits.
Banksy, could you follow Pinhead please? I've got my on board from Ross. Goes a bit wide at, I believe that's turn 3. coming into this fast left-hander.
Yes, that is.
Going very wide there, but tightens up towards the end there.
And first sector for Pinhead is a 24.9. He's still keeping those. He's keeping the pace with the hards, Pinhead.
Yeah.
I think he did hard compound with Q1. I'm not sure.
I don't know. They seem to be the same. Small. Pinhead didn't go in Q1 on that. It's interesting to see what time Jelly gets, because if those are on the same sets of hards, if he's starting the racing on them, that's going to be very worn out before he even gets a few laps in, maybe.
Yes.
Boss now coming up.
Yes.
Just went past the hairpin. Come up to the final corner now. See how it gets this. Tucked up right to the curb on either side. Opening the DRS straight to the line. 1:35.8.
Yes, that means there's going to be only 2 drivers out of this qualifying.
Only one.
Not 2 drivers. One.
Only one.
Oh, there were 12 drivers, unless could be someone's internet. Could be the internet. That was Pinhead just completed his lap with a 1:35.4.
So that's 4 tenths quicker on the same set of tyres. Seems he's got a bit of a pace advantage over Ross. We'll see how that carries on. Ross is down on his first sector last lap time, so don't think he's pushing. If so, he's he's just went positive. Negative, I mean.
Yes,
we'll catch on back to him. He's got low ES, so it's got only about 35% coming up to this final straight here, so it's interesting to see what will happen, how much he has by the end it goes to the fast few corners. And Joe gets a 1:33 flat with his medium compound tires.
Very good time from DS Joe there, very good time.
I believe oh, gone. Sorry about that.
Yeah, sorry about that. I just got confirmation that Schlee did crash out of Q1.
Oh, like any details or just crash?
I've got no details here. All I know he just crashed out. So that is obviously upsetting news for the viewers, ourselves, and Schlee and the other drivers.
Ross, slowest man on track at the moment, his complete lap comes into the pits now. Someone's just crossed the line as Annihilator. He's went above both of the hard runners. Pinhead's now coming into the pits. I believe the mediums are about, I think it's between 1 and 2 seconds slower. The hards are 1 to 2 seconds slower than the mediums, but Joe's got a 2.4 second gap between the fastest hard runner, so seems like he's doing a one stop and has a good advantage. Greenfinger 1:34.9. Daz is on his outlap. Everyone else is either doing fastest laps or about to pit.
That we've got everyone. You said Daz is on his outlap. Pezza is on his flying lap on the medium compound. Sorry about that, Kieran.
That's alright. Seems like he possibly, depending on how slow Daz goes, he might get dirty air into the last corner. No, he's far enough away. Coming up to the line, 1:44.0 safely through. Ross has fitted the mediums. Looks like he might go out again, considering he is the slowest person on track at the moment.
Yes, I believe that's Pinhead coming out again.
Yeah, he's still on the hards, but this might harm his racing going out again.
Yes, it could be. It's the same set of hard compounds.
Yeah, Annihilator's back in the pits. Greenfinger's coming into the pits soon. He's in low fuel mode, I believe. Yeah, definitely in low fuel mode. Pezza, I think this is his in lap. Annihilator's just came in. Joe's now coming in. Chris, he's either coming in or going out. No, he's still in. Daz is on the fast lap. He's absolutely pacing it through here. Coming into the third sector now. Runs wide, cuts through almost full throttle, bit of a coast through the final straight, still in hot lap, which can be surprising for certain drivers considering overtake is faster down the straights.
Yes, I'm just driving on board with
Who on board with?
With Pedro on P7. He's on his outlap down the main straight.
Oh, and Daz is about to Costello on his mediums. He's went 4th, 1:34.7. Decent time there. Out qualifies his teammate by around 1 second, 1.1 seconds.
It's a very good time then. A very good time.
Just bear in mind he was on a softer set of compound though. Gonna ride on board with Pez now, directly behind HOR Daz. Might get in the dirty air depending on how fast Daz is, or not a faster lap then. Low on ERS, slow through these two corners. Seems he's aborted it. Someone just came out the pits. It's Chris on the hards.
On the hards. So it looks like Chris is going to be doing the one stop. So that is...
Pinhead is on a fast lap. Coming now into the end of sector 2 here. Ooh, he's up on his time.
That's Pinhead.
Got to be careful on the throttle here. Almost mounts the curb. Want to stay away from that inside curb on that corner. It is lethal from self-experience.
Yes,
opening the DRS. Who's that on the inside there? They might get in the way.
That's HOR Daz.
Make sure to get out of the way. Gonna ride on board throughout the last corner.
Yes,
nice run through there. All runs a bit wide on exit.
But
and he
everyone
improves.
Has done a lap. Everyone has done a lap except Jelly.
And Granty hasn't done a lap, but he's now coming through. He is currently on one.
Hasn't done a lap. Jelly hasn't
That's
done a lap.
smooth
Chris
through there.
But Jelly is still in the pits.
Don't know what's happening there then.
Is he saving tyres for the race or?
I honestly don't know what's happening. Wish I could tell you. No one has retired yet, so it seems that maybe they all might go out right at the end to make sure they're all safely through. No one, and I repeat, no one has went on the softs. Probably the correct strategy call here, do you think?
I couldn't tell at all. I couldn't tell.
Yeah.
Oh, that is Roscoe coming out on the mediums.
Oh.
So he believes he might get out of this qualifying, so he's out on the mediums. He may be going for a 1-2 stop, I don't know.
It's interesting to see Roscoe. He was on the hards. His lap was around
1:35.8.
He was 1.1 seconds slower than Pinhead, who was also on the hards. And yet, sorry about that, Grant, he's just got 1:33.6 on the hards. So that's even more worrying for Roscoe to see what his pace is going to be like.
Yes, correct. Unless was he just saving the tyres of the hards?
Maybe. Seems like it was all a nullified effort though.
But I believe I've seen the way I've got my eye on him now on these outlap, and I've seen the way he's been driving about. I think he's going to be starting on the mediums.
Alright.
Around that long right turn, flat out.
Just looking at the times here, Granny Boy is on the hards, but he's only 6 slower than Joe on the mediums.
That's an interesting.
So I think Joe either is sandbagging or Joe. No, either Joe's sandbagging or Granny's just got unbelievable pace.
Yes,
and Chris is even better at that.
Yes, I was just about to say Chris with a 1:33.5 on the hard compound, so only just over half a second slower than DS Joe.
Yes,
And
Joe
that
looking a bit
is
clear
hard.
on. Oh, sorry. Joe's looking a
Sorry,
bit
Kieran,
clear on the rest of the field, but remembering on the tyre compounds, it's not so clear.
Yes, correct. And plus, yet again, due to the clouds, we could have a wet race.
Ooh, that would be interesting. Or wet Q3, that would be even more interesting to see who gets pole.
Yes, and so that I believe that his Pinhead is for the first retirement, so he feels comfortable.
Yeah, on them hard.
Yes, with a 1:34.7.
Everyone's in the pits, or apart from 4 drivers, and only 2 of them on their outlap. Annihilator joins the retirements.
Yes, Annihilator.
Ross just come onto the back straight. Sorry for missing out the first half of his lap. No, coming through here.
Seconds up.
That's a big improvement considering the tyres. He might just not have the pace on hards.
Yes, he might just not have the pace. But he's saying he's got the pace on the medium, so.
Come around the final corner now. That's very neat through there. Opening the DRS, coming up to the start line, and he's went second.
Very impressive time. He's just literally just showed all of us and the viewers, saying, "Here I am. I've got pace."
Yeah, could be a contender for pole. We'll see.
Yes. The way you're looking at time compared to hards and the mediums, they are pretty close. Even though it's like some of them are second, they still look closer. But everyone's gonna go on the softer Q3 because they want that first spot.
Yeah. Also, all the current drivers who haven't retired on the hards have only done 1 lap, so they probably wouldn't even be rubbered in tyres. They'll probably be still a bit cold. I think. Yeah. I think the one-stop hards to mediums might be superior here.
Yes. So let's see how many laps everyone's done. So like DS Joe, he has done 1 lap of the softs, the medium. Sorry.
Qualifying is over. So Greenfing's here, coming to finish off his lap. It's an improvement. He's up to P7. Daz is in the pits. He is in the danger zone. Jelly, if he screws up this lap, he is out of qualifying. Let's see how well he does here. Getting close to that inside curb.
I did not see his second sector time. I do apologise for that.
That's right. Ross has aborted his lap, probably coming into the pits now. Hope he doesn't come in the way for Jelly.
Yes.
Coming into the final corner now. Ooh, goes a bit deep there. As it stands, Jelly might be out of qualifying.
We'll find out. Around the final corner.
1:30, 31, he's safely through. And it is Daz out of qualifying. Pinhead just squeezes through on them hard tyres. Gamble paid off for him.
Yes. It's not much by off and all with a Pinhead with a 1:34.743 and Daz out of qualifying with a 1:34.771.
Only 3 hundredths of a second. Splitting them two must be pretty gut wrenching for HOR Daz.
Yes, but he can start on any tyre he wants now, so
we'll see what he does. Does he stay on the mediums or does he gamble with a 2-stop on the softs?
Yes. But with Jelly, then, with the fastest lap, he is comfortably through and with a good lap time.
Having a look at the incidents here, Chris is the only one who invalidated a lap time in that qualifying session. Everyone else went through. So it's Jelly fastest in Q2 with a 1:32.6, followed by Joe, Ross and Chris. Less than a second separated all of them. Followed by Annihilator, who also squeezed into that 1 second gap. Just outside of that was Granty, Pezza and Greenfinger, all in the late 1:33s. And you have Pedrock, Pinhead in 1:34s, and Daz getting knocked out by 300ths of a second.
So yes, so from the first and 5, only less than a second. I'm not saying it's a 5-horse race. It could be a 5-horse race, but Q3 is going to be really interesting, don't you think?
Yeah, I agree with that, honestly, and I think it'll be pretty exciting to see where this turns out and who ends up getting pole. My money was on, I forgot who it was, but he was on hards, and he did it pretty well.
Yes. Right, oh, everyone, there's engines rolling. This is Q3 starting now.
Maybe raining later on in the session, or straight away. People are getting out, and I believe, I forgot his name. Jelly's out. Ooh.
Jelly's out. Ooh.
Three people straight behind each other. 4. Joe's out.
That's Pinhead, Annihilator. Ooh.
5th person out now. 6,
Jelly's
7.
Being squished back.
I think there might be rain later on in the session.
Rain, you said confirmed, yes?
There might be. Everyone's out on the track so far. Ross is now following them.
Yes, I believe Jelly was the first cars out the pits down the pit road, and he's been hauled back by Pinhead and Annihilator.
There's a massive train coming out now between 8 of the 10 runners out, and Ross is now coming out the pit lane. He makes that 9. Pez is the only one opted to stay in.
Oh, Granity Boy, he's retired.
Ooh, hold on.
What happened to Granity Boy?
I'm trying to look at some other people's cameras to see if he's crashed out. I can't see anything at the moment, but he will be starting from 10th.
Yes, terminal damage, DNF.
Ooh, so he has crashed out.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to be back in a minute, guys. I'm sorry for this, but yeah.
Right. Sorry, viewers, about that. We did not see Granty Boy crash or the incident, whatever happened. We do apologise, and we do feel we are really sad for Granty Boy crashing out, because he has got some good pace, tremendous speed, nice traction and everything. So it's a shame that Granty Boy is out, but everyone is now out on the out lap. And we just see Chris Allen has just started his flying lap, so has DS Joe. But Chris Allen is the first man to cross the line. He's going to go around sector 1, 1, 2 and 3 round nicely, with a sector 1 with a 23.9. Followed by Joe behind him with a 24.1. Q3 is getting interesting. Everyone's flying in with these laps. Annihilated with a 24.1. Pinhead, we don't know. Everyone's starting the flying lap now. This is going to be really interesting. We do apologise for Kieran just to go. He maybe having some issues with the Wi-Fi, the headset. I don't know, but Chris there with around his second sector with a 51.8, I believe. I don't know. Didn't catch eye out properly, but his lap time looks really good. Everyone's pulling out some good lap times. Yeah, everyone. It's interesting that everyone's out within the first 3 minutes of Q3. So is there going to be rain? We don't know.
I'm back now just before anyone finishes a final lap. I've been on board with Joe this whole time. Chris 132.0.
DS Joe with a 31.5, half a second faster.
Joe was definitely sandbagging on that Q2 lap. Pinhead 132.5, 132.2 for the Annihilator.
Very good lap time. Annihilator there. I would like to see Annihilator then battling with these.
Green fingers.
Tremendous pace. Green fingers with 32.8.
Ooh, 3 tenths behind on the field. Seems like there might have been an error there somewhere, who knows?
Maybe it could be the traffic. Everyone there's Pedro with a 32.9. Roscoe with a 32.3.
Ooh. Yellow flag, sector 2. Joe going very slowly out of turns 1 and 2. Oh no, not turns 1 and 2. Pezzo coming to complete his final lap of qualifying. No, first lap of qualifying.
Who's that just gone off the track?
Hold on, now checking. That is Pedrock. No one. What am I on about today?
Yeah, it is Pedrock.
Oh, it is Pedrock.
After the first sector, I think it was moving out the way for.
Don't know.
I think it out of Roscoe. Oh, I don't know if Roscoe's is going for another flying lap, but he is fast on his first sector.
Oh, Joe has got pole by 0.02 of a second on Jelly. That is so close, separating the top two drivers.
Wow. All I can just say is wow.
Oh, Pedrox went off into the gravel.
We have got ourselves a race for pole position here. That is DS Joe coming into the pits. That is Jelly coming into the pits. Chris Allen already in the pits. Narrator already in the pits. Roscoe is coming into the pits now. Pinhead in the pits. Pezza is on the main back straight. Don't know if it looks like he is. And he's in lap. Greenfingers in the pits. Pedro coming in the pits. So I believe everyone's coming in the pits to get some new soft tyres on and do another flying lap.
We'll see, but if so, that's a lot of traffic. Is Pezza now coming in? Yeah, Pezza's now in.
Yes.
Everyone is in the pits.
So this is technically a race to get the fresh tyres on, get out there, and get a flying lap.
We don't know if rain is coming. If so, this might just be them getting in and retiring. We'll see if anyone does retire or come back out.
Yes.
No engines firing. Definitely new sets of soft. Seems to be coming from the middle there. I think that might be one of the pink cars. No.
That is a black car.
That is Pinhead.
Oh, we've got another one coming out. It is Greenfingers.
Ooh.
I believe.
Yeah,
yes, Greenfingers. If you was in this situation in Q3, would you go out first or last?
First or last? I'd probably... Depends how many people are on track. If there wasn't many, I'd go last, but if there was, first, because you don't want to have someone coming like right behind you or be in front of you on a slow lap when you're trying to push it. But yet again, being last does mean you have rubbered in tyres. So it's very confusing, these kind of situations and what happens, but you know.
Yeah,
so everyone
we have
everyone's still in the pits, so
that is Pezza. He is just coming out for his out lap, so that's 3 drivers on the out lap.
Ooh.
And everyone else in the pits.
Maybe rain is coming.
Yes.
Oh no, everyone's fitted fresh soft. Apart from Pedrock. I don't think Pedrock either isn't coming out or is waiting, but no one has put on... No one has... Oh wait, what am I saying? Everyone's put on fresh softs. Pinhead has started his lap. Coming into turns 1, keeping tight to that apex, drifting wide to come back into this left-hander. Right on that apex there, coming into left. Very neat through there in the first sector.
With a 1:24.2, he's up, not by much, but he's still up, so it could be improved.
See if he goes flat through here. That is completely flat on them soft tyres. Oh, we went wide there. Oh, that might have cost him some time. We went on the grass.
Greenfingers is up on his time with a 24.2.
See how Pinhead does on the second sector. He did go on the grass a bit there. He's down by just under half a tenth. So we'll see how this goes down here. He has to get a good exit through there, and it seems he has done. And opens the DRS there.
Greenfingers is about a tenth quicker in the second sector, so he could be improving. He can lose that tenth from this main straight out of that turn, or little chicane at the bottom. We've got a Q3 on our hands, and I believe that's Roscoe on the outlap and Annihilator.
So people have came out, and Pinhead, I don't think he improved there. I didn't really see that.
No.
He's not starting the second lap. He's got his ERS fully turned down. The top 5 choosing not to go on a second lap. See what everyone else does. Green fingers, I believe he just improved.
Wide.
Pez is on his lap. He went really wide there. Just going to check the race director. So Granny Boy DNF'd, Annihilate exceeded track limits. This next lap invalidated. Pez didn't validate his lap there. Oh, what's happened to Green Fingers?
I think he's sprung. He's got no damage, but he's back on now.
Oh, he has got damage. Front right. Major front right damage.
Oh yeah, you can see it flapping. I'm on board with him now. Wow, this is going to affect his lap time. Yeah,
I think he's going to abort this lap now. He's still in high ERS. He has to brake around this corner. So, yeah, it's not looking too good for him now. He's on the grass. Just moving out away for someone else to come through, I believe. Jelly's on an out lap. DS Joe's about to start his flying lap. First of the top 4 to do so. So, see how we go through Snailey's turn 1 and 2. Going, keeping close to the curb, running more like everyone else. So taking the race line through here.
Sorry to interrupt, but Roscoe is 4 tenths up on the second sector. He could be.
Ooh. We're going to ride on board with Roscoe now. Final sector, could be looking at a good lap. Very neat on that hairpin.
Chris Allen is 10th down. Joe is at 10th up on the first sector.
Very neat for the final corner. Open that DRS, the massive letterbox, and it's P3 at the end of Q3. I didn't even realise it's the end of Q3. Greenfingers isn't going to get another lap in. Pedrock's going through the final corner, going through the final straight now.
Jelly's up on the first sector.
Pedrock has retired. Seems like Joe is the closest one to finishing a lap here.
He's 2 tenths up on the middle sector. He's going to improve his time.
Very neat for that final corner. Early on the throttle here. Coming through the last corner. Fresh softs again. Seeing if he can just solidify his pole. And he has done.
131.1.
Jelly has to be up by 4 tenths, but so far he's up by 2 tenths. Here he does in a few final corners. He's got to make 2 tenths in 2 corners. That's a tenth of a second each. And he's probably not going to do it through that hairpin. Look fairly neat, but so does his last lap. So he's got to make it all up here. Going all out, almost cuts the corner. Does very well to not invalidate the lap.
Oh, second.
Oh, that was so close. P2. Yeah, it was P2 for Jelly. Oh, how close.
Oh, if you look at the times, wow. DS Joe got pole with a 131.170.
So yet again, it's the tiniest margins separating the 2 front runners.
The tiniest margins. And the top 5 is just within a second. So it's gonna be a close race.
There's almost sorry.
For the next 28 laps, top 5 runners is going to be within a second, and the middle pack is going to be still within a second. So it's going to be a close race for the 28 lap, for the front pack and the middle pack.
Yeah. It's quite interesting to see, because I haven't really seen the first 2 races, and I was told it's quite tight between top 5, but there's tiniest margin between top 2, but apart from that, they're about a few tenths away from each other.
Yes, I have not seen all of Australia. I've seen the last part of it, but I watched the Bahrain. But the first 2 races for the HOR1 has been outstanding.
Who's this you're talking about again?
Just for HOR. This
Oh,
for the first two races, it's just been outstanding. We've got two different winners. Both of them, the winners, have not got the fastest lap. We've got. Can we get a 3 out of 3 different winner today?
hopefully we'll see how it goes. Looks like everyone's in a one shot, so.
But yes, I believe now everyone is just having a quick rest, get a drink down them or whatever, and then I think we'll be back in 5 minutes.
It's exciting to see what is actually going to happen in this race.
Yes, it's going to be very exciting, especially for the first opening laps.
Yeah. Hopefully there's no collisions into lap 1, but we can see maybe some drama and hopefully a lot of good racing in this race. Just having a look at the Hungaroring FP2 results. Didn't realise this, but Ferrari aren't really doing well. Charles in P7 and Sebastian in P13. I've lost track of time already and I don't know when this race is going to start. I just want to take this moment to thank 4J Studios for sponsoring our league. It's given us very good support and everyone appreciates what you're doing. I'll thank you at the end as well. All formation lap now getting underway. Banks, are you there? Banksy? Whoops. everyone warming up their tyres now on this formation lap. Not ashamed to see, not that surprising to see that Joe's got 0 ERS. Jelly's kept it in the hot lap, so he might not have much battery for the start. Everyone going around. It looks like Pinhead has underfueled his car from the start, looking to do some fuel saving maybe throughout the race. But apart from that, all looking good. And the order for the whole of qualifying goes Joe, Jelly, Chris, Ross, Nola, Pin, Greenfinger, Pezza, Pedrock and Garny Boy, with Daz, Schlee and Mitch sitting outside the top 10. It's interesting to see that Daz has chose to start his race on the hards rather than the mediums, which he qualified on. All the back 4 from P10 to P13 are on hards. 7, 8 and 9 all on mediums. Pinhead's on hards. Annihilator on mediums. Ross on mediums. Chris on hards. Jelly and Joe on the mediums. Looks like from now Chris could get a good getaway, but he looks like the best situation for the race.
Yes, I've just came back. Sorry for that, viewers, and obviously self-caring. I was just having technical issues with the mic then. But yes, yes, obviously you heard from Kieran himself. Formation lap is over. It's good to see Schlee back and Mitch and Granity Boy.
Yeah.
We're ready for the round 3 Chinese Grand Prix and HOR.
Looks like from the start, it seems like maybe it would be Chris in the best situation for the race, and maybe even for the start. He's the furthest one forward.
5 lights out, and away we go. Joe has got a appalling start. Jelly, Chris,
someone's onto the grass.
Joe has got a horrible start. Oh!
Any contact?
No, almost from Joe.
Ross is all the way in third on the inside for turn 2, and he's all the way through. He's got past Joe, but Joe fights back now, and Ross has got the position. However, Joe, he might have the inside line now, and he does. He makes a dive for it, all the way around the outside from Ross. Well kept from a position there by Ross. The Scotsman flying into P3.
Yes, Annihilator's moved up 1 spot from Pinhead, so he's moved up a place.
Best and worst start so far. Joe's dropped 3 positions, and Greenfingers and Pezza 6 and 4 respectively. But Pedrock's made a flying start. He's up by 4 positions into P5.
Yes, what a great start from Pedrock.
Battling his teammate now. They make contact, and Pedrock has lost his front left end plate. Might be a few team orders from that now. We'll see if Pedrock goes into the pits after that wing damage.
Yes. I was just looking at the bottom. Pezza and Greenfingers made not a very good start like they want to. Schlee's made up a few places from the start. Well, that's good to see that.
Oh, someone's making a dive. It's orange car off. I think that's Daz. No, it was Granty Boy. He's up the inside of Pinhead now. Pinhead's no, it was oh sorry, Granty Boy went up the inside of Pinhead. I think Pinhead got an illegal overtake. He had to drop back a position. Joe has got back at Ross now, and Ross is all the way back in P4 after the valiant defence into turn 3.
Yes, it was a good first opening lap. I like to see that.
Yeah.
The next
Chris got a bit deep on them brakes there. Okay, so the running order as it is Jelly, Chris, Joe, all in podium positions at the moment, closely followed by Ross. I say closely followed. He's already 8/10 behind in the first lap. On the second lap, sorry. Annihilator's in P5. Granty Boy, closely followed by Pedrock and Pinhead. Pedrock's hit, and it's a pile up. A lot of wing damage going off there, and unfortunately for Pinhead, he has lost both end plates now.
Chris has left the session. What has gone on with Chris?
I think he's just... Oh no, he was sitting in P2. I didn't understand why he would leave at this situation. I think maybe internet issues.
Maybe internet issues.
I don't know, but it looks like Joe's about to capitalise here, coming in the final corner. There was a massive pile up there. Do you know what happened there?
No, I do not know. I've just
From my position, it looked like someone may have made contact in the back of Granny Boy, maybe like a pink car. I don't know whether that would been like Daz or maybe Ross's teammate. No, maybe Daz or the other pink team. I don't know what happened there, but many drivers are in the pits now. We've got Pinhead and Pedrock.
So fresh tyres too.
Yeah.
And the HOR compound.
Two wing changes. So
interesting, the first few open laps
is up to P11 from last. Greenfingers has dropped 3 positions, wing fully intact. Gonna just have a try look at Pez's now. He's got full front wing. Schlee has lost his front right end plate, I believe. Yeah, just the front right. Daz is fully intact. Yeah, it was Granny Boy that got spun round. He is now 3 seconds behind Ross. His front wing is intact. Annihilator's his front is fully intact. Chris still hasn't been able to join back yet, which is quite unfortunate for him. He had a great start getting in front of Joe, but it's all for nothing really. And Jelly's up into the lead.
He's catching up very fast.
Yeah. I think it might be just damage limitation, so now Chris, if he does join back. What a shame that is. Especially with Pedrock and Pinhead. They're both now around 17 to 18 seconds behind the rest of the field.
Yes, that's after the crash and the spin of the changing wheel of the pit stop. Hopefully the back two can make up the time and catch up with the rest of the pack.
Schlee has just got into the pits. It seems his end plate has just got too unbearable for him at this stage. So he gets overtaken by Greenfingers, now by Mitch, who's up into the, who is now up into points positions here. Let's see if Pinhead gets in front of Schlee. It's looking probable. He might have overtook his teammate, considering they both had significant wing damage. It hasn't exactly been the best race for that team, has it?
No, it hasn't. That's, Schlee just come out back of the pits at last place.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Down there because he is a very good driver, Schlee.
Yeah, nothing he can really do to avoid that. Much like some of the other drivers who were involved with that crash. I think whoever hit, I think it was Daz who got hit. No, it was Granny Boy that got hit. I think whoever got hit into Granny Boy was at fault. I didn't think Granny Boy could do anything to avoid that contact, but got spun round and probably hasn't done his tyres a world of good. Right, let's just... So, fastest lap at the moment is Jelly. Oh, Joe.
Joe.
Chris has joined back. He is in P4.
P4, yes, it's great to see Chris to come back.
He's still in AI mode now. He's still in AI mode as Ross is now getting onto the back of him. Let's see when he joins back.
Behind him or in front of him.
He said he was joining. He's probably still loading in. He's probably going to have a fight on his hands here as Ross overtakes the stricken AI driver.
I believe.
He is back now. No, he isn't. Yes, he is. He's just got back as Ross overtakes him. Chris coming back from P3 into P5. He is now, if I do the maths correctly here, he's dropped around 7 seconds for what he had beforehand.
Yes.
That's well unfortunate. He's now got to make up 7 seconds of race time up to the front runners, which is not easy to do, let me tell you that.
No, it's not.
Chris himself has admitted that he is usually a flat out driver. He does look to drive completely flat out all the time, and I reckon that will probably have to pay off here as he now has to make up so much time. Do you reckon he'll be able to do it?
Yes, I believe he can make it up to it. He's out of the table. He's the closest person. closest driver to overtake to another driver. He's only 1.1 seconds behind Ross.
Yes, so I don't know what happened. We'll keep you updated on the gap, but it seems that maybe he would like. Oh, he's dropping off a bit. He was at 1.2. He's now at 1.3, 1.4.
Yes. Granty boy, he's catching Chris a bit by a tenth. He's in 1.5 seconds. We'll keep an eye on that.
Oh, Schlee has just overtook Pedrock in the back. Seems like a hopeful lunge considering Pedrock had to go very wide. But now Schlee is also gaining on Pinhead, his teammate. Let's see if there's any team orders coming through here. Doesn't seem there'll have to be though, as Pinhead storms past him with DRS. The letterbox flying straight open and sweeping around the outside of turn 1.
Yes, looks like team orders. Very nice.
Jelly's looking very neat here, commanding the race from the front. Followed up close behind him, 2.1 seconds, almost double the needed for the DRS zone is Joe. 3.9 seconds behind him is Annihilator, 3.2 for Ross, and 1.3 for Chris. Seems like the gap is staying stable. It's now down to 1.2, but back up to 1.3. Grunty Boys around the same, but just over into 1.5 second gap. And Daz is way behind, 10 seconds, with Pez on his tail in DRS zone. Looks like there might be, if he uses DRS right here, there might be a hopeful lunge into turn 1. Daz being very defensive very early, but nowhere near a pass for Pezza. But he goes very late on the brakes compared to Daz. Very hopeful lunge. I was getting 2018 China flashbacks, Max Verstappen there, but somehow they avoid contact. Daz goes very wide through the final corner. And Pez is going to have a second chance here with DRS, but Daz is just pulling away. I think he might just be using a higher engine, maybe. Getting very close now. Oh, up the inside. Decides better of it. See if he gets a switch back. Oh.
Pez is playing very carefully. You know what he's doing. Yeah. And that's good. That's excellent driving from both of them.
Yeah. It seems like no matter what corner it is, Pezza is braking a lot later than Daz, and it's probably what allowed him to make that gap up so much more quickly than any other driver has been able to.
So from the grid of so far for lap 7, it is Jolly in P1, Joe P2, Annihilator P3, Roscoe P4, Chris Allen in P5. We'll just keep on holding to that because he's only half behind.
Oh, seems like Pez is 7 tenths behind Daz. You might have a higher downforce level here, but he has got DRS, no slipstream because Daz is all the way on the right. He pulls back to the left now. But yeah, again, we know Pez has a lot more brake pressure. Brakes a lot later than Daz, who seems to have outbroke himself actually, and he keeps making up that gap that he loses on the straights.
Yes, Daz is pulling to the right hand side, so you don't get the split screen, so you don't get overtaken. That's good thinking from Daz.
Yeah, I agree with you there, to be honest. Oh, there's a move. Chris is falling behind Granny Boy, but not for very long as he dives back up the inside. But Granny Boy gets the switcheroo, and he's perfect move there, really. Probably move of the way so far.
Yes.
Chris trying to catch up to Ross, but has ended up falling behind another place from P3. He's down into P6 now. That's 3 places from the start.
Is it those tyres are wearing out?
He's on 7 lap old hard, so I'm not sure. I think he might just be frustrated with what he's doing and just maybe lost his focus a little bit.
Yeah.
Pez is really close on the back of Daz now.
Yes, only half a second. This is going to be interesting. Pez is on.
Oh, Daz with a major lock up, and Pez is opportunistic as always. Gonna try to go around the outside here. But Daz just has better tracked him. but they're neck and neck as they come through the back straight. Let's see if Pezza slips and gets into the slipstream. There he is, DRS.
DRS wide open.
HOR does very defensive very early, but I think his attempts are just inferior really, as through goes Pezza.
Very good move. Ooh.
Goes a bit wide there. Daz is catching up, but he breaks very early for every corner compared to Pezza, so with the little bit of wheel spin on exits, I don't think he's getting that position back anytime soon.
No, very good move from Pezza. Oh, that is green fingers in the pit.
7 lap old mediums. Is he just not very good in his tyre wear, do you reckon, or do you reckon this is...
Could be...
I don't know what's happening.
He did do...
He's onto hards.
On them. He did do a couple of laps on them in qualifying, so the could be weared out.
And Mitch just came into the pits, 8 lap old hards. I don't know what's going on there.
Who's Mitch?
No wing change at all. See, I don't know. Jelly's still out in front. Joe still maintaining that 2-second gap behind him. Annihilator, his 3-second gap has moved to a 6-second gap. Ross 4 seconds behind him. Granny Boy is catching on the back of Roscoe very quickly like he did to Chris. Chris has fallen 5.5 seconds behind and goes very wide there, coming out the corner, going up. Granny Boy's gaining. Goes to go up the inside, but Ross has braked very late. That's a really good defence from Ross there. Late on the brakes, as late as you dare, and keeps a position.
Yes, well good driving from Roscoe there.
But Granny Boy gets a better exit at the last corner with DRS. Overtake engaged. Is he going to go up the inside? No, he's going to try go around the outside.
This is what happened to you and Jensen on Wednesday.
Yeah, all the way through turns 1 and 2. And no contact made. Very good defence by the Scotsman in the pink car.
Yes, he wants that P4.
And he's going to fight Granny Boy every step of the way, but he goes very late on the grates there. Pedrock has got a 3-second time penalty. He's not under any pressure. He's safe in front and behind. Don't know what happened there. Lack of concentration, maybe?
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
Ross just weaving his way around the circuit, not really taking any racing lines. He's just blocking off every apex. Granny Boy is around 2 tenths behind him. Gets very close there. Seems like all Roscoe on the grass there. It seems his rears are a little unstable.
Yeah,
but they're neck and neck. Oh, as you see again there, his rears stepping out. I think it might be time for Ross to come into the pits at the moment on their mediums. Yes. As Granny Boy straight down the inside, no resistance whatsoever, and that is P4. No, covers the inside, and it seems like the position has been made. Let's see if Ross goes into the pits now. No, he doesn't. He's still giving ruthless chase, but it seems like he's pulling away a bit. Yes. HOR Daz seems to be catching up to Pezza a bit here.
Yes, only 8 tenths behind.
So, we'll see how it is. Ross's teammate, Ross has just got overtaken. Is his teammate going to make an overtake to make up for it? He just went 4 tenths quicker on that last lap. Daz, that's his fastest lap of the race so far.
Yes, he's keeping those hard tyres alive with him still.
Yeah. He's keeping behind Pezza, as you can see. Pezza's tyres, compared to Daz's, they've got to be suffering a little bit maybe from tyre wear.
Yes. Ooh, Chris Allen has just gone off the track a bit wide. What is up with Chris Allen?
I don't know, I think he might just be a bit angry, lost concentration maybe, considering what happened earlier.
Yeah. Yes, he is 14.5 seconds behind Roscoe.
That's a major loss compared to what he was doing at the start of the race.
Yes, now 15.
I'm having a look at HOR Daz now as Joe goes into the pits see where he comes out then. But just have a look at Daz here. He seems to be very careful applying the throttle. Maybe that's how he's making up the gap onto Pezza, and Annihilator has dropped into the pits as well. Joe's came out on the hards.
Oh,
he should be coming out into P4, followed by Annihilator in P5.
That's a thought about the overtaking and thought, oh no.
Oh. Pezza dives into the pits, and Daz makes a position through strategy.
Yes, that's is that Annihilator just coming out on the pitch? Yes.
Yes, it is, and
just ahead of Daz.
It seems like Daz, he has warmer tyres, so he might be able to make up a bit of time on Annihilator while he's still trying to get them tyres to warm up. But apart from that, I think Daz is going to sit there until maybe he does his pit stop.
Yes.
As you see, Ross and Jelly both wearing out their mediums to 11 laps now. It's quite a lot compared to what they usually do. I remember in my race here, where I just won a couple of days ago, I did pit on lap 11. I could have went a few more laps, but I tried to get the undercut on Jensen, I believe it was. So it could be a decision to fend off the undercut maybe by coming into this lap. I don't know, but Annihilator's right on top of Chris. Gonna try and make the move around the outside.
Jelly is entering the pits now.
And Chris has stayed ahead, but with DRS and overtake, Annihilator's already went over without DRS. He's already passed him.
I'm watching Jelly. He has gone on the hard compound.
Oh, Chris is right behind Annihilator. Will he get him back into the final corner? He pulls out left, but thinks against it in the end. Chris is another position down.
Ross is in the pits. Gesture.
I think they are trying to fend off the undercut by Annihilator, but it seems like Annihilator has ended up gotten past. He's past Roscoe.
Yes, Roscoe's in the pits for the hards.
Ooh. Granny Boy has inherited the lead of the race. On them 12 lap old hards, he's went from them from the start, and what a start it has been for him, by the way. Stayed out of trouble, and look where he is now.
Kept his head down. Yes.
Joe is right on the back of Jelly now, and the undercut has gained him 1.5 seconds, and he's got more heated up tyres. I think if he's ever going to make a move, Joe's probably thinking he has to make it now. He has decent battery.
Yes.
He doesn't have as much battery as Jelly, but he has got the trump card of the DRS, as he's going to activate it now. He's already gaining. He's going to be gaining even more. It seems like it should be move done. Just has to fend off from the switcheroo here, which he does very nicely. Side by side, runs Jelly a bit wide. Jelly just sits directly behind him, almost making contact there. Joe had to make Jelly lift off a bit, and Joe has the fastest lap of the race so far.
And is it going to stay like this still? Is it going to stay like this?
I don't know. It seems like Jelly, he's got fresher tyres, but not by much, and I think they just might not be rubbered in as much as Joe's. It seems like he's pretty helpless to get a move back, but you never know. He is quite close here. He might go for a lunge into turn 3.
Oh.
No, he thinks against it.
Okay, so Joe up to P2.
Granny Boy making 9 positions from the grid into first on 9th place. Joe down 1 position. Jay down 1 position. Annihilator's up 1. Chris is down 2. Roscoe's down 2. Daz is up by 4. Schlee's up by 4. Pinhead down 3. Pezza down 3. Greenfinger down 4. Hasn't been the race out of him that he would have wanted. He's outside the points. Mitch starting from last on the grid. He's made up 1 position. I guess it's just damage limitations for him. And Pedrock in last place, going down from P9. You see, Jelly, he's got DRS and he's gaining a bit, but he did He was behind by about, I think it was about 6 tenths before that straight. So he does seem to be dropping back a bit from Joe. I think Joe just might have the pace on Jelly on these hards, which is quite surprising. You'd have thought Jelly would have had more pace, considering he knew how it was going to act from all of his qualifying runs. But he's going to get a run here down into turn 1. Tries to stick right behind. Maybe he's just going to use the slipstream to propel him a bit more forward. He's right on Joe's gearbox as we go into turn 2. We're going to go into the we're going to go into the broadcast cam here, see what's going to happen. He's right behind him. He's going to go for the outside here. Is he going to go late on the brakes? Yes, he is. Straight round the outside. What a move by Jelly. And he's up into net first place.
Yes, well done to Jelly of that. What you were talking about, I was just looking through the rest of the pack. It seems nice gaps. No one looks like they're charging everyone at the moment, but
so the only really action we have on track at the moment is between places 2 and 3. Considering Granty Boy hasn't pitted yet, this seems to be the fight for the lead.
Yes. HOR Daz is only 7 tenths behind Chris Allen.
Neither of them have pitted yet, so it's quite interesting to see what will happen. Joe is gaining on the back of Jelly. Oh, late on the brakes, goes on the outside, tries to get the switcheroo, makes contact on Jelly's rear left, but no damage for either of them.
Yes,
but well, Joe gets a very good run through here, drifts a bit wide, but he's going to make the move down into turn 1, and it seems like he is going to make it stick.
His dad's got Chris Allen, yes he has on the main straight, and Schlee's in the action too.
Three-way fight.
It's going to be, Chris Allen has lost 2 places on the main straight. What is going wrong with Chris?
Schlee has got a faster compound, and he hasn't, and he's got the liberty of having already made a pit stop, so he has way fresher tyres than the rest of them, making these moves well easy for him.
Has he got HOR Daz down to turn 1? Yes. It's a good overtake from Schlee.
And
2 overtakes.
Jelly's still on the back of Joe. There's only, look, in between 2 to 5 tenths between them, really.
That's going to be... that race is going to be like that until the end of the Grand Prix.
Oh, he's going to make a dive down the inside. Joe leaves him space. So does Jelly. They're side by side racing here. Coming through, and Joe gets it through, but he runs wide. And Jelly is right past, but Joe will have the DRS. And as you can see, it makes all the difference down this track. Down that back straight, but Jelly has got the inside line, so it's interesting to see how this goes. Jelly does cover him off though, but Joe gets the switcheroo, and it's great racing by them two at the top, and it's side by side coming to the front corner. 2 into 1 won't go, and it's Jelly that comes out, but he's going well wide there. Will he get a penalty? No, not even a warning.
No. Very interesting. Oh, round turn 1 is Joe going to go on the outside? Oh yes. He's going to make it stick.
Oh, contact there.
Round 2. Turn 3. Oh. Is there any contacts there? No.
I don't know. And they come through there, and they're still side by side. Throughout the whole track, and Joe dives down the inside. Move will be done. The next corner isn't really an overtaking opportunity. Whoever gets in front here, yeah, it's Jelly.
Outstanding drive from the both of them.
It's crazy how close these two are, and just to be racing with very little to no contact. And Daz and Schlees went into the pits. He's done 2 stops. Considering what tyres he started on, that's a very unusual decision by him.
Yeah, I think he started on the hards.
I don't know what's happened, but Chris has started on the hards, and he hasn't stopped, neither has Granty, so it's very interesting. Schlee has become the 2nd man on track to do 2 stops, and we still have more than 10 laps to go.
Yes,
but Joe's a bit behind Jelly now. It seems to be a bit more of a gap forming up, and that's not going to help. Joe going way too deep on the brakes at the final corner.
what I was saying, these two, second place and third place, is just lap after lap.
And Granny Boy has went into the pits, and it's Joe making a move for the lead now, coming into turn one. Easy as you like, Bob's your uncle, and he's through.
Yes, very nice. Overtaken from Joe there. Is this battle still going to continue until the end of the race? With 10 laps left.
I don't know what's happening, but Annihilator has came in front of Granny Boy, and Granny Boy has around 2.5 to 3 seconds to make up on Annihilator. So it's going to be battle for the podium and a battle for the lead for pretty much the rest of the race.
Yes. Roscoe's sitting in there in P5. We've not talked about him that much, but he's only lost a place. So, do you think he'll still be happy if just losing the place?
It's never really the greatest thing to lose a place, but considering his position, it seems it's been fairly decent, to be fair. As you can see, we were expecting like a big midfield battle, but there's major gaps all over the place. And Green Fingers went off, and he's retired. Oh, he came into the pits. He's done a Lewis Hamilton, and he's went straight into the wall.
Oh.
And we've had our first retirement with 10 laps to go. Joe and Jelly coming down into the final corner. Jelly is right on Joe's gearbox. I think that's how it's always going to be when Jelly is following. He knows just how to stay just behind driver until he needs to make the move. As you can see, the yellow flags and Green Fingers has left. Probably not having a mistake, and it isn't sticking around anytime soon. And there's a virtual safety car, VSC. Now this is very good for Jelly, because that means he can get right up close to Joe without getting any really repercussions, really.
Yes,
it's just whoever can manage the VSE better.
This is where we're going to see some pit stops to softs to get the fastest lap, the extra point. Or
it would be very good for Chris. He's now coming around the final corner. Let's see if he boxes. He wouldn't go to softs because that means he'd be forced into a Sue stop. He's probably coming into mediums, or he might be trying to make the softs last. We'll see. You make so much time on these VSCs through pit stops.
Yes, you do. And so is Pinhead. He's gone into the pits. Very interesting.
Oh, Pinhead's also went into pits. But the VSC is over just as Chris gets into the pits. That's not good news for him at all. He thought he was going to make up time. He's went onto the softs, has he?
Yes, the softs.
Okay, he's been overtaken by Schlee and Pezza. But Jelly, like I said, still on Joe's rear gearbox. Gonna have the DRS here. Overtake engaged. Should be pretty easy. But we'll see how this goes, you never know.
Well, Joe's on the overtaking mode, so he's gone for defensive there.
Yeah, can't really see from this camera angle. Jelly, thinking about making a move, thinks against it. And just continuing to sit right directly behind him.
But with no DRS, so just...
Both going pretty wide there, but we're going to ride on board with Jelly coming into turn 1. Slipstream, overtake, DRS, easy as you like, going into turn 1. And that's another change for the lead. And it seems like Schlee is close to Pezza. He's about to go through the final... the third to last corner, sorry, going through this final lap. He should be gaining on Schlee, but he has got Chris a decent way behind him. But we'll see how this goes, and see how this move goes, and then we're going to and he's already made the move, and we're going to directly switch back to Joe. He is right behind Jelly in the slipstream, going through the S section in the second sector. Coming into the two short technical left-handers here, and he's got a good run through, but I feel like he cut that corner there, honestly. But you know, no warning. He's right up against Jelly.
I've just been watching Chris behind these two back like that for 6th and 7th, because obviously Chris went out and came back in. Do you think his setup is different?
I don't know, it could be possible. Chris is right on the back of Pezza, Granny Boy's right in the back of Annihilator, and Joe has made a lead, dive for lead, but I think Jelly has got a switch back from the position changes. Granny Boy is ahead of Annihilator. He is into the podium places.
Oh.
But Annihilator, late on the brakes,
Annihilator.
tries to go around the outside. Granty Boy gives him no space, but doesn't need to, as he's easy 2 to 3 car lengths ahead.
Yes, a great overtake from Granty Boy there.
Annihilator's got to be kicking himself, not going to the inside and going for defensive, hasn't he?
Yeah, I think he will be kicking himself, but he's still in the fight. He's only 4 tenths. It's
Yeah, it's going to be close.
They're both on this. I think they're both on the same set of tyres. I could be wrong.
Yeah, you never know. But Joe's went very wide there and onto the grass. He seems to be still within a second between him and Jelly. It seems to be very little pace difference, as we saw in the qualifying times between the two of them in Q2 and Q3. And it's going to see how it goes. But the two main battles on track are between P1 and P2, and P3 and P4. See who gets a win, see who gets the podium. But as we see, Chris with a 1:35.0, that's got to be the fastest lap for the race.
Yes, with 7 laps left, he's on the soft, so it should be the fastest lap, but you never know.
Yeah.
We might get a surprise.
Honestly, I think Chris has compromised his race really, moving on to them softs. Those soft tyres can only last about maybe 6-7 laps longest, and he's going to have to wear them out for 10. He put them on with 10 laps to go. Like, surely he's going to have to make another stop, otherwise them tyres are going to be crying towards the end, and he's going to be dropping maybe even out of the points places. Joe here making up a lot of time on Jelly. Is it going to be another switch for first place again? Yes, it is. Go around the outside, but Jelly fights back. It's very heated between them two, and Jelly has to think about that move again. How long do you reckon it's going to be before we see another move between them two and another change of lead?
2 corners.
Here we are, he's called it. One corner. Ah, no, it doesn't seem he's a bit too far away for 2 corners.
He's not going to say it. No, I'll say the DRS. If not, maybe the pitch straight.
He seems to be falling away a bit. He's now 8 tenths behind. Hold on, I'm going to have a quick look. That is why Jelly has lost his front left end plate.
Has he? Oh,
that's not very good for him. Oh, it must have been that contact. Turn 1 and turn 2. He's made contact and he has lost an end plate. And he's more than a second behind now, just after the DRS detection zone. So unless he can make that second back up, I don't think he's going to be getting. I don't think he's going to be getting a DRS for the pit lane straight. He seems to be rotating the car still quite nice. So we'll see how it goes. Managing it very well.
Yeah, he's still got the DRS. He's still got it.
I reckon this will probably be his best bet to make up the time on Joe. I think the lead's pretty much settled now, and I think it's Granty Boy's second place to take at this point.
Yes, I'm just looking at the incidents. Pezza collision with Green Fingers, Annihilator collision with Pezza, Granty Boy collision with Pedro, and that's on lap 1. That was just a warning. Lap 4, Pinhead exceeding track limits. Lap 6 and 7, Pedro exceeding track limits. Daz exceeding track limits on lap 8. Pedro again on lap 9, exceeding track limits and multiple warnings. That's 3 seconds. Granty Boy on lap 14 and 15, exceeding track limits. DS Joe exceeding track limits on lap 17, and Green Fingers terminal damage and DNF on lap 17.
Yeah, we've had a valid comment by one of our viewers. Jelly is keeping close considering the wing damage. It doesn't seem. I don't think it'll box for a new one considering he's got a 10-second lead from the person in third. So, Pedrock has got a 5-second time penalty for corner cutting. Did you see that? Was it a major corner cut or?
No, I did not see, but that was just after the main straight. I'll just keep an eye on him now.
I'm gonna have a look at the race director now. If we go all the way to the bottom, yeah, it's not multiple warnings, it's straight up corner cutting. So I think that might have been a major corner cut. And Jelly has just got a 5 second for corner cutting, no, exceeding track limits. So I don't know what's happened there, but he comes to box. I think he's getting a wing replacement. He can't live on now, but that's going to leave him vulnerable and maybe even knock him off the podium.
Yeah.
Oh, he's got a penalty to serve. It's a stop and go penalty.
Oh,
Plus the wing change.
That is
it's not looking good.
That is just cost him maybe the race win and the podium.
It's definitely cost him a podium. We know that much. He's not making up. I think it's going to be, by the end of it, around like maybe 20 seconds of race time. Even more than that, he's got to make up 25 to 30 seconds of race time. There's no in 4 laps. He has got soft, so I think he's just going to compensate for the fastest lap, to be honest.
Yes. Let me just interfere. 3 laps ago, Chris Allen was behind Schlee by a second, and now he's 12 seconds behind Schlee.
He has just made a move on Pezza, but I think Pezza might be trying to make a move back on him. Chris is under threat now, and he seems to be dropping out. And I think them tyres are done, to be honest. Like I said, them softs, they weren't going to last 10 laps at all.
No, he's give Pezza some room. It's neck and neck all the way through.
So as we've seen at China, it's very easy to get penalties, and as we've seen in both HOR races, then penalties can be very costly in terms of losing places.
Yes.
Hint,
just to confirm that Pezza has took over Chris Allen for P7.
HOR Daz is catching up as well. He's only 6 tenths behind, including Pinhead, so it looks like pretty much a balanced 4-way fight from all the way from P10 to P7.
Yes, just like we'll just go through the order with 3 laps to go. So DS Joe in P1, followed by Granty Boy, who's made an amazing 8 places. The Annihilator has made up 2 places in P3. Roscoe started P4, currently still in P4. He's doing a good drive, Roscoe, to stay where he is.
Yeah, kept it clean, kept out of trouble, kept it consistent. Just a classic Roscoe drive, and he's all the way up into P4 now.
Yeah.
I think he's just got to try to protect that position from Ross, but as you can see, Daz is getting past Pezza, and it's 3 wide down the main street, and Pinhead has got past both of them. Coming into turn 1, is there any contact? Oh, there's contact.
Slight contact, it's not going to affect much though.
No wing damage by any of them.
3 laps left, Chris Allen can lose. He can finish P10.
He could only get 1 point at this rate, because Jelly has stolen his fastest lap at this point, I believe. Hold on. No, he hasn't.
Not yet.
I'm gonna ride on board. I'm gonna ride on board with Jelly though. Seems like he is pushing.
Yeah, so I was just saying for the race order, Roscoe P4, Jelly in P5, Schlee P6, Chris Allen P7. For now, Pinhead in P8, HOR Daz in 9, Pezza in 10, in 11th, and Mitch in
coming around the last corner, Jelly, he might be stealing this fastest lap from Chris, and he has done by a whole second. Gee.
Yes, 1.3 seconds.
So it could be only 1 point for Chris on them struggling on them soft compound tyres, but it looks like he's going to be making them move for 7th place. He has no DRS, so it is hard, but he's going to lunge down. No, he's not. But Pinhead has went very wide, but them used tyres have no traction anymore, no traction whatsoever. Daz is only half a second behind, but now Chris has DRS. It might be just a sold story at this point. Yeah, Pez is in 10th place, has fell behind. He has front left wing damage. I'm sorry I didn't catch that.
Yes, I've just been watching Joe for the past 10 seconds. He's just whizzing about, just rolling up his sides. Do you think he's going to go the fastest lap for the hard compound?
Who, Joe?
Joe, I've just seen whizzing about. I think he might be setting up for the hard. His ERS is quite high up. I think he's saving it for the last lap.
He might be saving up for the last lap. It'll give him best considering the track elements. But he's been equal on pace on Jelly the whole race, and now that Jelly set a lap on the softs, Honestly, I couldn't see it happening.
No, unless he can do an amazing Lewis Hamilton, what he did in Britain, then that will be speechless.
Yeah, honestly. Jelly, he is 1.7 now into 1.6 seconds behind. He's eating into Roscoe in every single lap, and with 2 laps to go, a move could be locally here. But if we move back to P8 and P9 now, it's also got back there. So the three-way fight has dropped off at this point. But Chris will have DRS, but he's the only one out of them to have DRS.
Yeah, so from 8th to 10th to maintain it's like a 2-second gap.
Jelly though, he is eating time out of Roscoe here. As you see, I think Roscoe might be struggling. No, Roscoe, like I said, classic Roscoe, consistent. He's been perfect, but Jelly, just on them faster tyres, is eating just so much time out of Ross.
Yeah, Roscoe's on 5 on the ERS. He's on I believe that's the hot lap.
Yes,
and Jelly is only
you can see how close Jelly is behind him. So I think Ross has lost P4, I believe. I think
DRS.
Okay, Ross is still in hot lap, which is surprising. He'd usually go to overtake here. Yeah. He's not going to defend, I don't think, and he's pretty good. He doesn't need to. He's still in hot lap. I'd save my battery for this straight if I was him, but they're coming through here.
Yeah.
He's derated. He's not going to be able to defend for the first until he crosses the line here. And here it is. Surely he's going to defend to the inside, and so he does. Oh, yes. Sorry. And still though, Jelly, they're fighting. God, they're fighting. Ross is just keeping around the outside. Is he behind? Yeah, he's well behind now. But he might make a dive up here. This is probably his last chance to get back in front, but Jelly knows the attack's coming. Lay on the brakes. I mean, it's settled to P4. Pezza has overtook Chris with a damaged front wing, but he has went wide through here, but stays ahead. And I told you them softs would die.
Yes.
There's no look. There is the wheel spin, and
he's almost lost it then.
If he knew, if them softs goes right to the drop-off point, Chris is at risk of spinning here with oversteer, and that could leave Pedro to make up the 5 seconds he needs.
And round the final corner, Diestro wins the Chinese Grand Prix.
Yeah.
He did not go for the fastest lap. I think he just took it nice and steady because he was kind of coasting it.
Yeah.
Granty Boy finishes in second. What a great drive from Granty Boy from P10. A great race from. Alright, started P7 to finish third.
And Jelly just outside of the podium places. Quite unfortunate. But Chris, he's going very slowly through the S's here. He's almost closing it through this lap, and I think Pedro has seen his chance. He's 1.5 seconds behind him. Unfortunately, has barely any battery left. But if he can push it through these last corners and hope his tyres aren't dead, he could he might be in DRS range.
No, I don't think he is in DRS range.
He's less than a second, but I wasn't sure about the activation.
He's got
he has DRS. Oh, this might be a last lap pass. Chris might be out of the points from finishing P3. That choice to softs has definitely moved him. He's been on the grass, and it's a hopeful dive down the inside on the last lap. He leaves him absolutely no space.
On Chris.
Chris has wing damage and got left absolutely no space, but
outside of the points. And
he's outside the points from third on the grid. He's got a
5-second penalty though. Pedro's got a 5-second penalty. So Chris
is he back into the points? Oh, fortunate for Chris, he is back inside the points. Who do you think we should get in for an interview?
Oof. I would say the top 3: Chris, Roscoe.
I don't think we should do too many. I think I'd probably say maybe I'd probably say
the top 2, no, top 3 and Jelly.
Top 3 and Jelly.
Yeah, top 4 then. So 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Yeah. Okay. You invite him because it'll ruin the stream.
Yep.
Let me have a look.
Yeah,
Ross did a perfect race in P4. No,
yes.
in P5 I mean. And Granny Boy,
For
10th on the grid, up in second.
finished second. For the race, in my prediction, in my eyes, Granty Boy deserves the driver of the day. In my eyes.
You think?
Yeah, it's your choice. I believe Granty Boy deserves driver of the day.
I'll echo your comments, and I think Granny Boy should get it. We'll announce it once we get them all in.
Yeah.
Invite them to the. Actually, no. I'm party leader, aren't I?
No, I am.
Okay, good.
I haven't got half of these, you know, so I need to tell them to invite them.
You go to recently played or something like that.
Yeah.
Or recently met or something. You should be able to find them. Joe, Ross. No, not Ross. I forgot the top 3. Granty Boy and whoever was in 3rd.
No, right, yeah. He's on. What about?
And we have a comment on the stream. I'm gonna quickly check that. My stream is 9 minutes behind, Jesus.
Yes.
Let me have a look at the comments now. Wing damage from Joe. Beautiful. That was a comment by Jelly. Yeah, couldn't do much about that, unfortunately. Joe's in. Banksy, I think I'll let you do the interviews once we've got everyone
in. Yes, Joe, congratulations for your race win.
That's right.
How did you feel for how much laps it were for racing with Jelly? How did you feel through every single lap?
The race was so intense. Like once he got in front of me, he got like about 8 or 9 tenths in front of me in the second sector. And I was like, oh shit, oh here he goes across the field. I lost it. Then I got DRS and he outbroke us because he thought I was going for a lunge or something, I don't know. But then I caught up to him and then next DRS zone he was mine again. But the wind didn't feel good at all because of the wing damage. And
yes.
that was because of the wheel banging. I don't know why wheel banging gave him a front wing damage and a 5-second stop and go. I got the win. I'm taking it with both arms. I will embrace it, but it doesn't feel good at all.
I think.
Thank you very.
Oh, sorry. I think the penalty in the end was for exceeding track limits. Do you reckon he just went a bit wide due to the content, or do you know anything that happened, or?
We wheel banged. You guys weren't watching, but yeah. First corner, I got him back. I ran around the outside. Oh yeah, you did catch that, but you didn't catch the wheel banging. Yeah, we touched wheels, and then all of a sudden he lost his wing end plate, and I was like, oh no, not like this. And then I saw him pit. I was gonna let him by for first place. I honestly was, because it didn't feel good at all.
Hi. Oh, there's Connie.
Granty Boy, can you hear us, Granty Boy?
Yeah, I can hear you, mate.
Yes. What a race from P10 to P2. Congratulations for that.
Yeah, cheers, mate. I retired like on Q3. I was like half accelerating onto like turn 2, and it just spun me into a thing, and it just took my wheel off, man. I was so annoyed. So, but yeah, no, I made it up, man, to P2. So yeah, it was a good race.
Yeah. I was watching you quite a bit. You just looked like you just had lots of life on those tyres before you had your first pit stop. You just felt alive.
Yeah, I mean, like I've done this race before in the league race, 50%, and I made the mistake by going on soft compound tyres with 20 laps old hard compound. So I thought I'll pit in a bit earlier. I'll go on the mediums and just see how that runs, and it runs perfectly. P2, man. I was really chuffed with it.
Yes. Yes. From.
Hold on, I have a quick question. Yeah. When you started P10 good, obviously annoyed with yourself in qualifying. What were your expectations going into the race? Did you think you'd be able to make up this high, or did you just think like damage limitations at that point?
There was sort of damage points where I thought, you know, turn 1, you know, just even the first lap. If I had any damage, it would, not saying it would ruin my race, but it would take a lot to come back to bring out the pace that I have on this track, to bring out a podium.
Yeah.
And it just gave me luck with no wing damage at all. Through the first few laps. I had a touch from Pedro, but other than that, that was it. There was nothing major, so I'm just happy like it was all clean and just brought out a podium. So yeah, really chuffed.
As you said, kept yourself clean, out of any issues, like very consistent. You had like quite a similar race to we saw Roscoe, who ended up getting good points in that race by doing the same. Do you think that's like the key to getting good points?
Yeah, absolutely. You know it is with HOR. You know, there's only 10 races in this, so you got to pull out the best in you. If you don't, you're going to be dropping. So you know you want to make sure you're going to be staying in that top league.
Yeah.
And just pull out the best expectations every race. You know, you've got to keep it there.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Let me just interfere, Kieran. Yes. From P10 to P2, like me and Kieran were just deciding, like talking just after the race finishes, and me and Kieran are just giving you a driver of the day.
Thanks, mate. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, no worries about that. You just drove outstandingly, and in my eyes, you just deserved the driver of the day. You just felt alive with your tyres, the car.
Oh, sorry. I believe that's 2 points for driver of the day. So, if so, that makes it like a 20-point race, I think it is. So, what's your opinions on that?
20 point a race just means anything to me at the moment. Obviously, I am on top of the leaderboards. Obviously, I've got Joe chasing. You know, great.
Yeah.
I mean, I think this race was an absolute unfortunate for me without qualifying properly, because I could have probably, you know, maybe had Joe in a battle, and just when Joe and Hayes was battling, I had a few chances to just pull out that gap, because I knew the battle was just going to gain an extra couple of tenths here, tenths there. So I knew I had that sort of gap in me, but I just see them sort of still catching up with the fresh tyres. I thought I'd just have to hit and just see how it goes. I mean, if I left it a couple more laps, virtual safety car come out with green blinkers retired, so anything could have happened. It was just really unfortunate. So, but P2, I will take that.
So Joe's wing damage obviously compromised his race. Do you think maybe them not battling anymore, do you reckon that compromised yours as well? You think maybe you'd have been able to catch up if that didn't happen?
Possibly, yeah. As I said, like the pace was there. It's just like Joe's got pace as well. I know he's on a wheel now. So when he was on a wheel tonight, you know, he was on a wheel. Oh, right, fair enough.
Yeah. But he's still getting used to it.
yeah, as anyone would. But yeah, no, I just don't know what else to say, mate, to be honest. I mean, with him having wing damage, it just gave me more confidence to catch up with him. I didn't know if he had wing damage or not. But I just wanted to see if he had a penalty. That's all I wanted to know. If I could catch him, I might have been able to grab P1, but yeah.
Yes. I knew you were coming past me. I mean, I was watching you, waiting for you to pit. I was expecting you to pit on lap 16. I was really surprised when you didn't, and I thought, right, where's he coming out? And as soon as I saw the gap was only 3 seconds, I thought, right, that's it, that's game over. He's going to get past me. And
Yeah,
yeah,
man.
soon enough, 2 laps later, you went flying past. No point fighting it, really.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it was a bit unfortunate because when I was battling with you, I was going for the fast lap. I had purple sector 1 and then purple sector 3. I just didn't have the green sector, well, purple sector 2.
You know
so.
me, I don't like to make it too easy.
No, mate. That's what it is, mate. That's what it is.
Have we been able to get Jelly in the party?
No. I can't find him anywhere. But obviously we're going to move on to Annihilator now. Sorry, Granny Boy. Thank you for your interview. And
No, you're right, mate. No problem. Cheers, guys. I'm jumping off. No, you're right. Cheers for the stream, guys. I'll be watching. Thank you.
See ya.
bye. Yeah, now Annihilator. We met this in the last interview because obviously we're going to end the stream pretty fast. P3 Annihilator, how do you feel?
Well, a little bit lucky, but it was a good drive all round. Really unfortunate in qualifying because I was doing my final lap. Let several cars past. I was off track, and it come up with a next lap invalidated, so that ruined my last qualifying lap, unfortunately. But, started off really badly as well, dropped to 9th on the grid, but managed to pull my way back up through.
So I have a question about that. If you you just said you dropped back at the start, I quite missed that. Do you reckon if you didn't do that and you had a good start, do you reckon you could have maybe pushed for the win?
Joe, Jelly, and Granny Boy all had the pace over me today. I think 4th was realistically where I was aiming for, and through luck.
Yeah.
Fortunately, with that incident between Joe and Jelly, I got the podium. But you got to take what you can take.
Yeah. Opportunistic as always.
They always had pace over me.
Yeah. Quick question. Tomorrow, Azerbaijan, Baku. How do you feel about that?
I'm really looking forward to it, actually. I finish work at 9 o'clock, so unfortunately I'm probably going to be starting at the back of the grid, but I will be back in time for the race.
Okay.
I've got a decent setup. Well, I know what I'm doing around that track, and I always seem to be quite consistent now, so hopefully I can pull back some places in the race.
Yes, hopefully you do make it for the race, because obviously we don't want no one missing out.
No.
Obviously, whoever crashed out in qualifying in the race would feel bad for them. Obviously, I'm guessing all you do too.
Yep.
But yes, hopefully we see you overtake and defend very well tomorrow back at that main straight. Probably get another podium. You never know.
Nope.
Here's hoping.
Yes.
Okay, all the best for Azerbaijan, mate.
Yeah, alright.
Yes.
I'll see you guys later. And,
Yes, enjoy P3, matey.
will do.
Take care. So,
Any
Kieran, that's
final
the
views
end
on
of
the race? Sorry.
No, that's all I think of. It's just obviously upsetting seeing Chris leave, lose a few places, come back, and then he's just lost.
He just didn't really seem the same once he left, did he?
No, he's just probably thought, oh, I've already lost a few places, and just see how it is.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll try something new out. Probably a new wheel or something. You never know. But
Yeah.
we'll probably see him tomorrow and see how he drives around Baku.
Hopefully he brings it back.
Yes, hopefully he does. Yes, so that's the end of the Chinese Grand Prix, round 3 for HOR.
And before we go, I'd just like to take this time to thank our sponsors, 4J Studios. Cheers, sponsors, we all appreciate it. It's great what you've done for us. And yeah, like Banksy said, that's the end.